Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing the one and only Mirandus. It is an MMORPG, think RuneScape, but with blockchain. We're going to be talking about their economy, what this game's about if you haven't heard of it. So if you like this content, please like, subscribe, and let's get into it. So I've known about Mirandus for a while, since 2021, March of last year. And actually, when I was first investing in this space, Mirandus was one of the first games I invested in. And I bought a tavern. And if you go to my profile, I have a GALA Games profile, which by the way is the developer of this game. You can see that I have one Mirandus tavern, and I'm very proud of it. It's a deed to a tavern in the game. And if you go to my Twitter, you'll see I have 89 followers, all 89 of them, very proud. But I also have virtual innkeep. I'm very proud of this. So that is the concept of Mirandus. If you haven't heard of this game, you'll know that the concept is essentially RuneScape, but you can buy anything. So if you walk down here or scroll down here, we can see that you have buildings. All the buildings in the games are owned by players. You have ships that you can own. You have deeds to towns that you can own. Some people own entire towns. These are some of the avatars you can buy. But essentially, this is a game where everything is owned by the players, 100%. And that is kind of the novelty of Mirandus. That is what they are trying to accomplish. Now, the developer behind Mirandus is, of course, GALA Games. And if you haven't heard of GALA Games, they are a massive gaming studio in blockchain. They have a huge following. The token, the GALA token, which is an ERC20 that powers their ecosystem, went on a huge run in 2021, starting at 1 cent in August and just went all the way up to about 30 cents. And now we can see that it's at a $2.2 billion market cap. This is massive. This was a hugely popular token. If we go back, we can see some of their games that they've already made. Townstar, which is a hugely popular town simulation game. They're developing a game with The Walking Dead Empires. They have this game Legacy, which is still in development. A couple space games, Last Expedition, Echoes of Empire. GALA is truly trying to build an ecosystem of games. And they're doing this via nodes, which I won't get into too much in this video, but essentially these GALA nodes help power the gaming ecosystem. The games themselves will run on these nodes. And if you buy a node and choose to contribute to the network, you yourself can earn GALA token from these nodes. One thing that makes GALA stand apart from other blockchain games in the space is their team is very experienced. Many blockchain projects have novice teams working on these games. This may be their first game project. However, the team at GALA, the C-suite, actually has extensive experience working at game companies like Zynga. The CEO, I believe, Eric Schermeyer, I'm not sure if you pronounce that, and I apologize if I got that wrong, but he had 14 years at Zynga serving as the SVP of product, and also he was a founder of Zynga. We can also go to the creative director at GALA Games. If we just go over here, you can find all their people on LinkedIn. The studio director was also an alum of Zynga and worked at Sandbox Games, which is another large blockchain gaming company. Yes, he still works there apparently. So, very experienced team. These are alumni of the space, and they know what they're doing when creating games in emerging technology like social media or blockchain. But let's get back to Mirandus and talk about that a little more. So as I said, it's an MMORPG where everything is owned by the players. That's what makes this game unique. And let's just hop on over to the media to see what this game will look like. So this is some of the game art. As you can see, there's castles, there's ships. You can own ships in the game. There's wolves, deer, and you hunt venison in the game. So for instance, your character needs food to survive. You'll have to hunt deer. You'll have to hunt wolves. Hunting will actually be a profession in this game, and there will be many professions. That tavern that I showed you, there'll be professional tavern keepers in the game. That is the point of this game, to create a digital world that is living and breathing and requires food and sustenance to survive, and farmers to keep that economy up. The game is really focused on building an entire digital economy. That's what makes this super interesting. There's actually a YouTube video that I found which has some footage of some gameplay if we just want to watch that quickly.
Theory, we'll find the right number and set it there. Because I think we have 500 as the max limit. I know that's 200.
So as you can see, he's chopping wood.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we get 500 multiplayer. It should crash.
I'll just skip around. You have meat stands.
I'm in.
You have food. And this is kind of what the game will look like. This is, again, this is a very, very early beta. They're testing this. This game won't be officially released for a while, but you can see that they're trying to experiment with this kind of MMORPG feel. Again, very similar to RuneScape is kind of how I see it. But you never judge a game by the beta, by the earliest beta. You always kind of, you know, you give it some time. You give it some time. They're experimenting right now. But yeah, so that's kind of the game. We also have this footage back here. If we hop on over here, there's a trailer, I believe. If we go to learn more, and we can just see this mini trailer that they've created.
In the world of Mirandus, there are those whose actions and abilities have brought them glory and fortune. They are the skilled, the strong, the powerful, the ideal. They are the Exemplars, and you could still be one of them. Your Exemplar avatar may catch the attention of those around you in a crowded Mirandus tavern, but you can rest assured that their looks are looks of fear and admiration. These people have nothing on you. You are an Exemplar.
What was that song that was playing in the background? Was that from like A Christmas Carol or something? You know, that's kind of funny that they chose that song. I actually do like that song, but I've only ever heard it in The Christmas Carol before because I used to watch that stage play. But yeah, so that's kind of a introduction trailer to Exemplars. Now, Exemplars, to put it simply, while this game is free to play, you do not need to pay for your avatar to play this game. Exemplars can be thought of as characters who are special and powerful. And these characters you do pay for. And if we kind of go back to the main Mirandus page, I think I could have just bought there, but I'll show you this way. We can go to Exemplars. And these are all the different types of Exemplars that exist. We have all the different races: elf, halfling, dwarf, orc, human. You can see that the halfling and the elf are all sold out, but we still have 70%, only 70% of the orc are sold. I guess people don't like orcs. I'll take an orc. Now, clearly humans are the runner-up for the next most popular class, so we'll head on over to humans and see what these Exemplars look like. So we can see, if we go down to humans, that, and this is true for all of them, and you can check this out yourself if you want, but they all have different jobs, kind of, or different clans, or different factions that they'll be a part of. So for humans, we have the alchemists, and the alchemists are great crafters, crafting magical items and elixirs. We have the cartographers, and again, ships are a big component of this game. So a cartographer might be really important for ships and travel and transporting goods. We have goldsmiths, and they're sold out for obvious reasons. I mean, this is crypto. We also have the strong hands as well, and the strong hands, you know, they never rest. These seem to be the fighters of this world. So you can kind of check this out yourself and see what you want to buy. And the one that I was looking at was actually the weavers. And if we go to the weavers, we can see that they are, I think that, you know, 1900 GALA right now, which is about, I think that might be around $700 at the current price of GALA. However, and this is something that you should know, I was looking at the secondary market, and at the time of making this video, I can actually buy a human exemplar from the secondary for much, much less. So let's take a look at the human exemplar, the strong hands, for instance. I can currently buy this, I believe, if this is correct. I'm not going to do it, but I can try to make an attempt to buy this for about $400. If we go to the GALA website, and again, just kind of to look at this a little bit, we'll go to strong hands over here, and they're still being sold right now. and we will see how much they cost. And yeah, it's significantly more, and it's sold out, so it doesn't even matter. But it's significantly more. So you can pick up a human exemplar for a much lower cost on the secondary, I believe, if this is all true. And that's just because of the market right now. Now, other things we can buy in this game include things like deeds, for instance. And these are going to be more expensive because these are entire towns. You know, you have citadels of the earth, citadel of the wind, townships, homesteads, farmsteads, ranching hamlets, all sorts of different towns. Any village or town or city that you might find in a medieval world, this is where you would get it. You can buy buildings within those towns, archery ranges, armor shops, bakeries, taverns. These are all things you can buy, and each of these will have a different factor in the economy. A butchery is needed, and you'll probably be able to earn from different types of buildings. Some buildings will produce more than others based on the needs of that town or that economy. Ships are the ones that are just released, and these are all the different types of ships you can get, and they're still being sold. They're not out of stock, so let's just take a look at some of them. This one, the Crayer, this almost looks like a little fishing ship right here, and yeah, it's a large, swift vessel, swifter than the Picard, moderate crew. We'll go to buy now and see how much one is. So the ships are a lot more expensive than some of the other assets in this game. Definitely more expensive than the Templars. So be prepared to pay more for these ships. However, these ships will have significantly more impact on the economy because other characters playing the game will rely on you to transport goods. And that's the biggest value here for the ships. So let's discuss the economy of Mirandus. After all, this is a living, breathing world. So let's discuss the token economy, as most blockchain games have a token economy and have an earning system, a way you can earn in-game. Now, it appears that the primary asset that you'll be earning in-game is Materium. And Materium is the magical element in Mirandus. It exists in many forms. It can be infused with ore. It can be turned into potions. It can be even a gaseous state and kind of exist in the air of Mirandus. So it's this all-encompassing resource, kind of like the Force in Star Wars, I guess you could say, except everyone has access to it and everyone's able to use it. Some of the things that it does: it increases your abilities. It can help you heal wounds, restore vitality for your character. It can help you craft more powerful items. It can help with spell casting, if that's your thing. And you can harness powerful healing wards and wards of protection. And it can even help power teleportation. Right here it says Materium's power is only the beginning to be unlocked. And new applications are discovered by those experimenting with it. Especially ingenious applications of Materium have shown that it can allow objects to be teleported from vault to vault. So it will help with the transport of goods, kind of like ships, it sounds like. It will be able to help transport goods from one player to another and make items more tradable, which is kind of cool. Materium itself is an ERC20. As I mentioned, the only way to get it is to harness it in-game, so you earn it in-game, much like SLP and Axie Infinity, or many of these token economies where the token comes into existence from you playing the game. Now, the thing to keep in mind with that, and the problem that always occurs, is inflation. This means that whenever a player does well in a game, inflation occurs. So there needs to be deflationary mechanisms in place in order for this token to actually maintain value. The final thing I'll say about GALA Games before I close out the video is I would not expect this game to be completed tomorrow. This is a highly ambitious game. It takes patience. I would follow the project. I suggest following them on Twitter. But they're building an MMORPG, and that is definitively the most difficult type of game to build in gaming. So don't expect this next week. Don't expect it next month. This game will probably release within a year or a year and a half, if I'm being generous. So that's my video on GALA Games. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. If you did, please subscribe and like to the channel. It'll help me out a lot, and I'll see you next time.